Good morning. Hello. Okay, good morning. It's me. Everyone always asks me why I'm so happy or how I stay so positive all the time or how I like overcame depression. First of all, I still have depression. A lot of it. But the biggest thing for me is my mornings. My mornings are so important to me. Every single time I fall into a rut with my depression or just generally being kind of unhappy, it's always directly connected to how much I neglect my morning routine. I've skipped my morning routine enough times to fully understand that it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me to not meditate in the mornings, to not script in the mornings, to not like get in touch with myself and my energy and pay attention to myself. That's really what it's all about. Is I wake up and before I check my phone and before I do all these other things and bring stimulation into my brain, if I don't, I will burn my house down. You receive so much information throughout the day through your five senses, from the environment, the traffic that you're in, crazy stuff you see in the news, talking to your friends, what you see on social media. You are receiving so much stimulation. It can be so draining, and then your consciousness can start to drift and get lost in things. So it's so important to me to just take a little bit of my morning and consciously choose to do my morning routine, to sit with myself and sit with my consciousness and sit with my soul, giving that part of myself love first, because then my whole day is rooted in myself. Like I can consciously choose to not let my intrusive thoughts take over, or not fall in rumination of like what I'm depressed about. Things that happen in my brain that are not good for me, I am able to consciously choose that I don't want to fall into them if I meditate in the morning, if I do my morning routine. So that's why it's so important to me. I'm not trying to convince you to do it, I'm just sharing why it's so important to me, so I could do my... Someone's been power washing the street. Why? I also think it's really important that you don't feel pressure to do anything that I'm doing in this video. Like, you don't need to do anything. Some people wake up really early for their jobs, or some people like have kids and it's hard, you know? So don't feel any pressure. You don't need to do any of the things that I do in my morning routine to be spiritual. Everyone is spiritual because everyone has a spirit, a soul, a Buddha, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has their source of life inside them. I'm just sharing this in case you have that desire to carve out just a little bit of your morning for yourself first. So yeah, here you have it. Here it is. Sorry, I'm gonna put you right here. Okay, so again, I never feel like meditating. He hates me. I never feel like meditating, so at this point, like, I really feel like I deserve a reward. So I reward myself with coffee. Coffee! Ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey. day depends where the moon is. Today the moon's in Capricorn, so I'll be getting shit done today. Like I'll be working, filming today. Obviously, I'll work out in a second. Capricorn energy to me is so foundational. Like, they're the father of the zodiac, right? But in my opinion, they are so good at providing. They're just so good at providing security and stability because they have like a natural ability to be dominant and to be good at things like that. They have the stigma of being a workaholic or like business oriented because they're literally just so good at providing security. And through that, security in this domain comes with money. So they're money hungry, but really they're seeking the deeper meaning of just being stable, providing, being in control, being foundationally grounded. That's what I like to work on these days. It seems like it's like a pretty busy day, but Capricorns are literally the mountain goat. Like they are so resilient and dedicated. If you're a Capricorn, I love you. Yesterday the moon was in Sagittarius. I had plenty of time to have fun, follow creative impulses. It's always perfect timing when the moon hits Capricorn for me because then I'm ready to do because then I'm ready to do things like that. Stop it! Thank you. I'll have in the future my living by the moon video, so you'll understand like more of what I'm talking about, why I do that, how it helps me, benefits, pros and cons of living by the moon, like the whole tutorial, all of the above I will make in a future video so you can understand it better. For now, I'm just going to show you what my day and my morning is like when the moon is in Capricorn. Absolutely blow my bathroom up. After I've taken that fatty coffee dump, I work out. I don't work out every day because sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't have the energy, sometimes it's a rest day, sometimes I just have too much to do. I like to have options for my low energy days, so working out is always optional and it's always the first to go. I am so hungry. Probably the least appetizing oatmeal you've ever seen in your life, but sure does taste good. Oh, wait, I look like I'm holding hands with you. So for the last part of my routine, I feed my brain good stuff. These are the books I'm currently reading right now. This is very interesting. My friend Christian bought me this months ago and I'm still reading it. But I do appreciate the book. I love you so much. Thank you, Christian. I don't always read. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks. You should really be using audiobooks in your favor. You can literally have someone read a book to you in your ears. Imagine telling someone that 100 years ago, that you can put a small device in your ear and someone will read you a book and you can educate yourself with the least amount of effort. Like, if I had a slogan on my tombstone or like someone made a poster out of me, I would really want it to say, feed your brain good stuff. One time someone actually made art that said, feed your brain good stuff. So cool. I actually just asked her for permission if I could print it out and make a poster out of it and like frame it because I just think that's so cool. And every time I look at that poster, I can think of like that one time I inspired someone to create something. So that's like really cool. Like what a meaningful exchange, you know what I mean? But yeah, I cannot stress it enough. Please feed your brain good stuff. Listen to a podcast, listen to something that'll educate you, watch a documentary, whatever, at least once a day. Because back to what I was saying earlier, your brain is always picking up external stimuli, right? And those turn into your thoughts. So if you can start there, if you can start with what you feed your brain, then you can start to control your thoughts, which turn into your emotions and your behavior, which turn into your actions, and repeated behavior over time turns into your personality. And in the words of Dr. Joe Dispenza, your personality becomes your personal reality, which is so true because your identity, like it can start to form your identity, and your identity is how you form everything in your life. Fun fact, Dr. Joe Dispenza went to the same hypnotherapy school that I went to. Have you ever noticed that when you start to watch a new TV show, you start to pick up on their humor? If I watch New Girl for a long enough time, I will start to sound like Schmidt and Jess. We are truly unaware of how much we are picking up from external stimuli. So it's insanely important to me to make sure that the external stimuli I pick up is good because of the effect it can have on my entire life. Okay, so if you're in a rut right now, I want you to know that it is always temporary. Always temporary. I have been battling depressive episodes that can last anywhere from a day to weeks to an entire year since I was first diagnosed when I was 12 years old. And now that I think about it, it's literally taken me a decade to figure out how to control the symptoms, which is not very impressive. But either way, I've learned a lot in the past 10 years, and what I've learned is that it only takes one step in the right direction to start a snowball effect of getting out of that rut. If you are ready and want to take a step in the right direction to get out of a depressive episode, or maybe you just want to start meditating, I have a 100% free guided meditation on my website that is for daily morning meditation. Okay, the rest of my day looks pretty boring. I'll probably just be editing this video and doing some other working stuff. So thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video where I explain living by the moon, how I do it, why I do it, all the high vibrational strengths, all the low vibrational weaknesses, and the energy of each sign, and what happens when the moon is in that sign. Okay, goodbye.